What is up, everyone? Please take a second to hit that like button. The more likes that we get in a short period of time, the more people the algorithm will bring into the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. So please hit that like button and let me know how you're doing. What's up, Indigo? What's up, Spoffy? What's up, Tia? What's up, Michael? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Skybird? What's up, Adam? All right, I gotta send out these notifications really quick. Hey, thanks for being a part of the Discord, Glock Compatible. I appreciate you. And what's up, Rhonda? What's up, Aubrey? What's up, Liberty Sweetheart? What's up, Deep South Jody? What's up, everyone on Twitch? Hey, thank you so much, Joanne, for your donation and your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? And what's up, everyone on Rumble? Rumble. And what's up, everyone on Facebook? I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Facebook has got me like shadow banned or something. What's up, Jason? Thanks for being here. I'm doing pretty good. I hope you are too. Jeff Downhauser, what do you mean? I mean, yes, I guess I run my own business, but I don't know how you want to class. It's considered an online service because I work with artists, I sell beats, I do the live streaming, I do consultation. I don't know. It's considered an online business. Like, I pay taxes, if that's what you're asking me. What's up, Robert? Thanks for being here. What's up, King of Dorks? What's up, Susan? What's up, Calf? What's up, who cares? And what's up, Carolyn? Thank you so much, Donna and GW Hampton. Thank you guys so much for your donations and your support. I really appreciate you guys. Tia, it's fine. You know, people can watch wherever they're comfortable. I just want people to make alternative accounts. So if we show Trump rallies or if we show anti-mandate rallies or anything that I can't show on YouTube, then you don't feel like you're being left out. For a while, people felt that when I don't show it on YouTube, I'm leaving them out, even though it's not my fault I can't show it on YouTube. They make it my fault. And then I've kind of spread awareness that you're able to watch on the alternative platforms even if you don't have an account, but you can't participate. You're not able to be in the chat or show support or anything like that if you don't make an account on the alternative platforms. So I've been really pushing people to at least create an account on an alternative platform. That way when we are showing stuff that can't be shown on YouTube, or if maybe you prefer being on an alternative account, that's already set up. Right now I'm pushing Odyssey big time because they hardcore support creators, and that's awesome. YouTube is full communist mode. They're self-imploding right now. Rumble is going to be doing the same thing. I've been hearing that Rumble has censored Salty Crackers chat a couple times now. They're really big following into YouTube. All of their features synchronize with YouTube, so pretty soon they'll have the same community guidelines as YouTube, and you won't be able to show anything on there. Twitch has never done anything wrong to me, but they have censored other people. They also take 50% of any donations or support that you show through Twitch, which really sucks. I think Rumble and YouTube both take 35% of donations and support, where Odyssey gives the creator 100% of their donations. Odyssey makes money off of people being on the platform as well as their LBRY credits. So right now I'm pushing Odyssey. They're the best streaming platform out right now. Yeah, The Great Reckoning. I was kind of being picky when I clipped that audio for the "Let's Go Brandon" chant that you hear. I was being really picky about it, but then once I heard it over the beat, it's not actually attached to the beat, it's two audios playing at once, it sounds fine. Kath, I think Facebook will go away pretty soon. I seen that they censored brownies the other day. I was on Facebook. I was scrolling and I seen some grayed out image that said, this is sensitive content or whatever. And so I clicked it and it gave me a warning. It said, hey, this is sensitive content. This can create irresistible desires to people who are overweight or struggling with obesity. And I was like, okay. And so I clicked through it and it was literally a stack of brownies, like an image that you would see on a front of a brownie mix box. It was censored by Facebook. So it's only a matter of time before they don't exist anymore. They're the new MySpace. What's up, Pamela? Thanks for being here. What's up, Proud Ankle? Definitely Jay Williams. Hey, thanks for being here, Christina. I appreciate it. Trigger Crazy, you hush your mouth, you bigot. What's up, Jax? What's up, Andy? Shane B. No, I've never heard of Airsoft Fatty. What's up, Stacy? Thanks for being here. Smokey SGT. Now they're going after veterans. I'm not surprised. Once I seen they were going after parents and saying that any parent that's against CRT is now a terrorist. It's like, I'm surprised people are allowed to have pit bulls or, like, you know, cars with tinted windows. Like, I feel like they're going after everybody. They're going to make everyone the enemy, but then they're going to be upset when everyone is the enemy. They're putting themselves in a tough spot. What's up, Adam? I'm doing pretty good. I hope you are too. Hydrodynamic. What is my favorite food? Probably burgers and beer. Probably. I don't know. I like pizza, but I can't have pizza. I got a bad stomach. So, Chinese food. I really like Chinese food. Boogs. Your membership payment is getting blocked. There's a couple people that have that issue. I don't have any control over that. I have absolutely no control over the membership program. I can choose the images for the badges, but I can't do anything else with it. I have no control over it. I'm not sure. What I've heard is that your credit card company or your bank may be blocking it because they think it's fraudulent or something like that. There's some sort of security thing that's blocking it, but I'm not really sure. Glock compatible? No, I don't think I'll be able to do a flag walk this week because I have stuff going on this week. But next week, I'm trying to put together a flag walk, and there's actually a few people that have inquired that might be marching with me. What's up, Android 9? So far, Jemball Psaki, she's 9 minutes late. She might not show up till 2 o'clock. I'm not sure. Old Man Walter is supposed to speak at 2:20, which is about an hour and 10 minutes from now, about the ships like out on the ports or whatever. But I will not be able to cover that. I actually have to leave at 2:45. So with him being late as he is, by the time he gets on stage, I'll have to be walking out the door. So I will not be covering that today, but that's supposed to be going on. What's up, Stacy? It's just more lying and crying from the White House. I don't expect anything less. What's up, Adam? There is, I don't know if it's one person or a group of people, but there is someone that shows up and thumbs down my video right in the beginning. Like as soon as everyone gets here, it's like usually before there's 100 people here, someone shows up and hits that thumb down button. They're kind of like a stalker. They're somehow like in love with me, but they don't know how to show it, but they want their own attention. So they're going to be the only person to thumbs down it. And they probably do it with their beehole because they're rough like that. So I don't know who it is. But they love me deeply, and I assume they probably watch me while I'm outside and watch me when I, get groceries and stuff like that. But as long as they don't come within contact of me, they'll probably survive, because I don't want to have to put their last words on my body cam. What's up, Emo B? What's up, Dennis? Shane, oh, he's a YouTuber from Battle Creek. Oh, well, I'll have to check him out then. Chamomile. Odyssey does have an app. It's an LBRY app, but the app sucks. Everybody I know that uses the app has issues. I just use my browser. I just go to odyssey.com and view everything that way. Rumble's the same way. Rumble has a app. Their app sucks. You can view things, but you can't see the chat. You can't see the live chat. So it's better to just go through a browser, go to Rumble or go to Odyssey, and everything usually has a has better functionality than if you use the app, which sounds so ass backwards, but that's just the way it is for now. What's up, Indigo? Thanks for being here. What's up, Mary? Trigger Crazy, I don't have a soy stomach. It's all that bad food they have out in the world. It's all that GMO stuff. They say 1 in every 3 people 20 years or older will develop stomach conditions because of the quality of our food. And I happen to be 1 in 3. You're lucky you're a Canadian. Glock compatible. Favorite caliber for a long pew pew. It depends on what it's used for. I mean, of course, 223, 556 for most conditions, but as far as like long range, I think the most accurate I've used is probably a 308. Haven't shot too much 30-06. I know you can use the 7.62 by 39 for long range, especially if you're using like an SK or something like that, and it's set up appropriately. But I think 308 is probably the most accurate that I've used. And what's up, Miss Jamie? What's up, Turtle Dove? Not sure how to answer your question. You'd have to elaborate. What's up, Steven? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? I'm trying to catch up to the chat. I gotta like scroll up. There's a thumbs down on Odyssey. Trigger Crazy, you're the one that did that. We know you're the one that did that. You bigot. That's why. Watch, they're gonna ban me for hate speech. It's gonna be this bigot's fault. Jen Psaki's the one that thumbs down my video. I bet you're right. She probably climbs right off of Peter and pulls up the phone and she's like, this damn asshole, and thumbs down my stuff. What's up, Crazy 8 Legs? Thanks for being here. Yeah, I appreciate you, Indigo. What's up, Rennie P? Thanks for being here. Liberty Sweetheart, no. I cannot have habanero sauce. That is death. That is like death for me. I mean, I don't know if you've ever thrown up blood before, but if I eat a tomato, I will throw up blood. So having like hot sauce is like death. Like, my stuff gets rough. If I'm sick, I'm like deathly sick. Like, I can't stand, I can't walk. I'm like sleeping, hugging the toilet and stuff for like 3 to 5 days. It's rough. It's rough. May, there was supposed to be some sort of call to action last night in Portland, but they never went live. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't happen, but they didn't go live. I stayed up till like 1 o'clock in the morning waiting for something, but nothing was going on. Yeah, Mercury Girl, I definitely agree. Miss Jamie, you know old man Walter, he's going to blame the unjabbed for the container ships, but then he's going to turn around and blame Trump too. It was Trump's fault. You already know. It was Trump's fault. What's up, Scott? Thank you so much, Trigger Crazy, for your donation and your support on Odyssey. I really appreciate it. Even though you're a bigot, I still appreciate you, man. Dang, look at us with 17 people on Odyssey. Moving up. It's the place to be. I'm telling you, it's the place to be. I don't know what's going on with Rumble. It says there's 6 people watching, but there is nobody in the chat. Oh, it's because all you guys are in the comments. If you guys are using Rumble right now, you need to get off the app and use the browser, because you're talking in the comment section. You're not actually talking in the chat box. The chat box is called Rumble Rants. It's got the title right above it. If you guys talk in the comments, nobody can see it. It's all the way down at the bottom of the page. Rumble needs to get their stuff together. What's up, Thunder Chicken? I'm doing pretty good. I hope you are too. What's up, Toledo Jess? Yep, we're all waiting on the line and crying from Jem Ball Psaki. She's 20 minutes late. They're probably struggling putting her human face on right now. Lady Katie, there was reports that there was damage in Portland. I'll have to check it out. There's a couple hooligans in Portland. I wonder what they know about it. Kevin Clow or Kevin Clow. I've read about that, but what's going on with my stomach and stuff like that is not. It's like a condition more than a sickness. And so a lot of times if I'm sick, it's because I need to purge my body of whatever I ate or drank. Steven, that sounds like a plan. If I make it out to Arizona, I'll definitely hit you up. USA forever. Jem Ball Psaki smoking 100. Yep, they're on that Parmesan. They're addicted to that Parmesan. Smokey SGT, you're going through it right now. That's rough. Kevin Clow. All right, thank you for letting me know. What's up, Frosted59? Atlas, you got YouTube on the TV. There's a couple hooligans that watch that way. I've had people send me pictures, especially on projectors. There's a couple hooligans that will watch on projectors, and I'm like life size. It's like I'm in the living room with them. It's awesome. Amy, yeah, I take probiotics. I eat yogurt and all of that stuff. Liberty, sweetheart, you're celebrating 17 years being married. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. And what's up, Bay Senior? Thanks for being here. And what's up, Michelli? I'm doing pretty good. Just hanging out waiting on Jemball Psaki. How are you? I'm gonna have to put my glasses on. I'm sitting here squinting at the TV. Yeah, Ken. Anybody that watches YouTube on, like you're saying, through a game system or through Roku or any of that kind of stuff, you don't have access to the chat. I think what most people do is they watch it on the TV and then they do the chat on their phone. USA Forever. Did I watch the interview with Tucker Carlson and General Flynn? I did not. I did not know that was going on. I want to say I seen a clip someone had posted, but I haven't seen the whole interview. Kevin Clow, you trace your family back to the Vikings that came from France with Rolo. I have no idea about my family line. I've thought about doing it, but I don't know. I think you gotta give blood to the government or something like that, and nah. Because my family line, like my last name, you can only trace it so far back. So I have no idea. A lot of people always ask me if I'm Indian because I can't grow facial hair or anything. I really don't know. I don't think I'm Indian. I know I'm like a third Italian or something like that. German, Irish, Scottish, Polish. I don't know what else. I know that I'm mixed with that stuff. Status quo, you're a stealth hooligan. That's what Trigger Crazy thinks he is. He thinks he's a stealth hooligan, but he's a stalker hooligan sitting in the bushes. That's the way to be, Smokey SGT. I try to read the comments and I'm like scrolling up and then it'll like refresh and throw me to the bottom of the chat. Oh, Trigger Crazy, I think you got me. I was being politically incorrect there. My bad. Yeah, Miss Jamie, that's how I feel too. A lot of people give me a hard time over my stomach problems, but it's not like I want them. I figure it's just the trade. Because of my stomach issues, I run about 101, 102 degrees year round. And that was really tough when the plague came around and they would like scan your forehead to go to work and stuff like that. And they always thought I was sick. That was annoying. But because my body temperature is so hot, I almost never get sick. Germs can't survive in my body at all. So I'm almost never sick. But then when I am sick, I'm like deathly sick. So I guess it's just the trade-off. What's up, Snooks? Yeah, Steven, exactly. We're all American. Well, some of us, we got a couple Canadians and a couple others in the chat, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, as far as my bloodline goes, I'm just an American. Sure, crazy. You got me. You got me on your 50-inch TV, so I'm life size, and then you're sitting there winking at me. You weirdo, stalker hooligan. Larry and Madison. I could be. I could be. I'm not. I'm not totally sure. Believe Jesus Lord. Yahoo has the feed. Oh, they have the feed for the press briefing where you can see all the reporters sitting there and stuff. This is the White House live that we're watching right now. I would switch over, but what happens is the time gets off. There's like a delay with the White House live feed, but the White House live feed has the best audio. So as it switches between Jen Psaki and the reporters, a lot of times so does the camera. If I go on like Yahoo or anything like that, we're kind of stuck with a stagnant view and we're listening to audio from the back of the room. But I'll probably pull it up just so I can see what's going on. See if Peter's there. What's up, Jamie? Thanks for being here. Amy, doing martial arts helps a lot. Yeah, exercise in general, just improving health seems to keep my stomach in line. It's normally when I'm like sitting around doing nothing and eating too much and eating the wrong things is when I'm making bad decisions. What's up, NS? Indigo, we're like made of the same nationalities, I guess, is how you would say it. We're about the same. Heck yeah, we got 24 people over on Odyssey. Who threw? You're in charge. I left who threw in charge. What's up, everyone on Rumble? I'm finally seeing your guys' chats. What's up, Pam? Thanks for being here. All right, I'm going to pull up this Yahoo feed so I can see what everybody's doing. All right, I'll switch it over really quick until they get started.
2-minute warning for the briefing. Thank you.
What's up, Soil Tender? What's up, Bert? I make like hardcore dubstep, like kind of trap style, really heavy bass, dark, any kind of dark kind of lo-fi sound I can come up with. Jeff Downhauser, yeah, I drink ginger tea and all that stuff. What's up, Sagittarius Dad? Thanks for being here. Milky Mustache. Old Man Walter, he's supposed to be live in a little bit less than an hour, but I have somewhere I have to be, so I'm not going to be able to cover it. But he's supposed to be talking about the supply chain, so it's probably worth checking out at least for a few moments to hear him stammer and go on and with some lying and crying. Maybe you'll see him, crap his pants once or twice, but I think he's just going to blame the people who ain't got the jab, and he's going to blame Trump. But there might be some truth in there that he doesn't, intend for people to notice. I doubt he's going to take any questions, but if I didn't have stuff going on, I would definitely cover it. Kevin, yeah, I seen that they made Superman bi. It's all political. A lot of the superhero movies that come out, I don't even watch them because it's all a part of the being politically correct crap, and I'm not with that. If they want to be politically correct, they should show these superheroes like getting the jab and like wearing masks and all that stuff. I have a hard time watching TV because of that. Because people on TV aren't wearing masks. They're not under mandates. And so it's lost that relatability. A lot of times you watch a show because you can relate to it one way or another. But then you see them doing things that we can't even do. We're not allowed to do it. Or we get scrutinized for doing it. And so I have a hard time watching TV right now. What's up, Citizen Soldier? Thanks for being here. What's up, Dom? Shane, start your own village and we'll all move there. Call it Hooliganville. I would if I could. If I had property, we would. Then they would just probably strike us all at once.
Hi, everyone.
All right, I'm going to switch it over to the White House feed. Just a moment.
Hey. All right, just a few items at the top, and I have a bit of a hard out shortly after 2. I'll be upstairs for people with follow-up questions, but we'll try to get to as many as possible. So I just wanted to recap just a few of the announcements made today on supply chains. It's a huge announcement, so I wanted to make sure everybody was following it very closely. Thanks to the President's executive. Okay. All right, just a few items at the top, and I have a bit of a hard out shortly after 2. I'll be upstairs for people with follow-up questions, but we'll try to get to as many as possible. So I just wanted to recap just a few of the announcements made today on supply chains. It's a huge announcement, so I wanted to make sure everybody was following it very closely. Thanks to the President's executive order in February, the launch of the Supply Chain Disruptions Task Force in June, and the appointment of a dedicated port envoy in August, public and private sector leaders took another important step in coming together today to speed up the shipment of goods throughout the country by moving towards 24/7 operations. Today, the Port of Los Angeles is expanding to 24/7 operations, which means it has nearly doubled the hours that cargo will be able to move out of its docks. This follows the same commitment from the Port of Long Beach a few weeks ago. The International Longshore and Warehouse Union has announced its members will work those extra shifts, adding needed capacity to clear existing backlogs. Large companies are announcing they will use those expanded hours to move more cargo off the docks so ships can come to shore faster. Walmart, UPS, FedEx, Samsung, Home Depot, and Target are using more off-peak and nighttime hours to increase throughput. These commitments will move more goods faster, including toys, just in case you were wondering. Appliances, my kids are, and furniture that Americans purchased online or at their local small businesses, and parts that are sent to U.S. factories for our workers to assemble into products, which will strengthen the resiliency of our supply chains. It was inevitable, as we've talked about a bit in here, that a lot of our economic challenges, that there would be economic challenges coming out of the pandemic. That is why President Biden has been just as focused on this as he has on the other challenges which he addressed in the American Rescue Plan. These commitments are critical, and obviously we're going to continue to build on it from here. I also wanted to note that earlier today, the President signed H.R. 2278, a bill which gives federal designation to the 1,300-mile September 11th National Memorial Trail. The multi-use trail symbolizes resiliency and character while linking the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and the Flight 93 Memorial. As the bill notes, this is a trail of remembrance to honor the fallen and keep their memories alive, and is a celebration of our nation's resilience and perseverance since September 11th. Finally, I wanted to note that the FDA issued guidance for the food industry that provides voluntary short-term sodium reduction targets in a wide variety of processed, packaged, and restaurant foods. On average, Americans consume 50% more sodium than recommended, which is linked to high blood pressure and increased risk of heart disease and stroke. And we believe that today's action will lead to a 12% reduction in average sodium intake over the next 2.5 years, making this a critical step forward. Josh, why don't you kick us off?
Great, thanks, Jen. Two quick subjects. First, with today's consumer prices report and President Biden's pending choice about leadership of the Federal Reserve, how patient is this administration with inflation consistently running above the Fed's 2% target?
Well, as you know, Josh, from following this closely, we obviously defer to the Federal Reserve and their projections and official targets, which they make regularly. I would note that we've seen a decrease over the course of time, and that is still evident if you look month to month with the data that came out this morning. So between the second quarter and third quarter of this year, monthly inflation increases have actually decelerated by 50%. And just to give you more specific data points, it was around 0.8%, and then it went down to 0.4%, hence 50%. So we think this decrease reflects the view of the Federal Reserve, continues to be, and many Wall Street forecasters, which continue to project that inflation is expected to continue to decelerate in 2022 and beyond as we come out of the pandemic. So it's not about patience to us. We certainly understood and knew that when the president was coming into office, and he was coming in at a time where we needed to turn the economy back on, where he was coming in at a time where unemployment was high, where wages were down, demand was down, which, as you know, once you build up, when demand increases, that can result in an increase in prices. That over time, as the economy was turning back on, we'd see some of these transitory effects. That's what's been predicted. That's what we have been planning for. And of course, next year we expect it to come down as outside forecasters are projecting.
Gotcha. Secondly, Virginia gubernatorial candidate Terry McAuliffe told AP that he was frustrated by the delay in passing infrastructure, saying, quote, they all got to get their act together and vote. What does President Biden believe he can do to make talks move faster and show verifiable progress for Democrats who are seeking office right now?
Well, time is not unlimited, Josh, and certainly the president and our entire senior team is continuing to press all members about the need to move forward and to find a way to unify around a package that can deliver results to the American people. It is certainly notable that, of course, former Governor McAuliffe may or may not, he has an election coming up, and so his timeline may be a little pressed by that. Doesn't take an outside political analyst to tell you that, but certainly the president would like to move forward. He's pressing members to move forward. He's been very engaged over the last several days, as he has been throughout, as have members of our senior team, and as I said at the outset, time is not unlimited. Go ahead.
Hey, Jen, on the supply chain issue, Secretary Buttigieg is saying that there may be challenges for last-minute shoppers among them. Secretary Yellen says there could be isolated shortages of goods in the coming months. So can you give us a realistic breakdown of what Americans could be facing on these shortages come the holiday season? What are we talking about?
For shipment of goods, which I assume is what you're asking
Yes.
about. So the reason that the president has been working so hard for months, long before the last few weeks, to address supply chain issues is because he knew they were multifaceted and that they were impacting a lot of different industries. I know you're asking about shipments and the shipment and movement of goods. And obviously the announcement today related to the ports is a reflection of action taken by the president, by this administration to have an immediate impact. Obviously, there's more that we will continue to press to be done as we're looking to increase the shipment of goods moving more quickly. That's one of the bottlenecks in the supply chain that will help address those concerns people have. Look, I can't make a prediction for you that we're going to solve every issue tomorrow and next week. We're not. We're coming out of an economic crisis caused by a pandemic. But what we are doing is working to using every tool at our disposal to ease the impact on the American people, ease the impact on families as we look to the holidays, but certainly beyond that.
But should Americans expect that this will get worse before it gets better?
I'm not going to make a prediction of that from here. We know there are a number of issues that impact the supply chain, and I don't want to make a prediction because it's not just one issue. Certainly, increasing the capacity at ports, and increasing the number of hours will have a positive impact. There's no question about that. But there are other issues that impact the global supply chain, including the pandemic, something that we are working 24 hours a day to help address around the world. That's impacted manufacturing in some countries, manufacturing of goods in some places, and reducing the supply in some places. That's one of the factors too. We're also working to address that. It's not just one issue, but certainly we're going to use every lever at our disposal to address it, to make it, to address the bottlenecks as quickly as we can. Go ahead.
Let me ask that a slightly similar but different way.
Sure.
Based on everything being announced today,
Yeah.
can this administration guarantee that holiday packages will arrive on time?
We are not the Postal Service or UPS or FedEx. We cannot guarantee. What we can do is use every lever at the federal government disposal to reduce delays, to ensure that we are addressing bottlenecks in the system, including ports and the need for them to be open longer hours so that goods can arrive. And we can continue to press not only workers and unions, but also companies to take as many steps as they can to reduce these delays.
And on the company's aspect of this, there's just a few lines about what exactly Walmart is committing to today. They're increasing use of nighttime hours significantly in projects. They could increase their throughput by as much as 50% in the next several weeks. This is a company that was frequently maligned during the Democratic presidential primary as paying workers pretty bad wages in the view of those that were running. Did the administration seek any assurances from Walmart that these changes won't affect their store workers, or that there might be some kind of either pay raise or other labor assurances for those that are going to have to work these extra hours?
I think you're very familiar, Ed, with where the president stands on the minimum wage. The fact that it's long overdue to increase the minimum wage, something that he has been quite vocal about for a range of companies. It is also true that we recognize that families, people across the country, are purchasing whether they're toys or gifts or just household goods from a range of suppliers, including Walmart. And we are working to ease the burden on them at the same time. But we are not taking our foot off the gas pedal of pressing for an increase in the minimum wage and for companies to do the right thing. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. You guys have had this task force since June. There was the executive order back in February. You've been talking about how the president's been on top of this for months, but it seemed to get a lot worse before it's gotten better. And often pointing to the pandemic as being a contributing factor, but we've been in the pandemic for a year and a half now. So why did it take until today to get these kinds of commitments that we're seeing from the various groups that are here with the president today?
Well, I will say that we have had, maybe everybody wasn't here for this, but we have had the chairs of our supply chain task force in here at least twice to provide updates on the work that has been ongoing under this administration. One of those issues has certainly been ensuring that there aren't bottlenecks at ports, but there are a lot of other issues that we've been working to address in the global supply chain. One of them has certainly been the increase in the vulnerabilities in our food system, and something that we've seen impact some communities across the country and impact the price of goods sometimes when people go to the grocery store. That's one of the reasons the president pressed for more competition, why Secretary Vilsack has been focused on this as one of his primary issues, one of the reasons we announced the Food Supply Chain Loan Guarantee Program. And I would certainly say that over the course of the last several months, when people go to the grocery store and they're trying to buy a pound or 2 pounds, 5 pounds, however big their family is, of meat, that's an issue that has been impacting them nearly every single day. We also know that there are issues in the supply chain as it relates to housing and the cost of housing across the country. That's one of the reasons the president has been so focused and the supply chain task force has been focused, and there's money also in some of his proposals he signed into law to address that issue, to reduce the cost of lumber and make sure that that is available so that new houses can be built and we can address the housing shortage and address housing prices. So I would say for average people sitting at home, they're not focused just on the port. Of course they are. They're focused on getting their goods, but they're focused on the cost of goods. They're focused on how much meat costs. They're focused on what their checkbook looks like. And we've been working to address each of those issues in the supply chain from the beginning of this administration.
The remedies you guys have come up with are going to take some time to actually have an impact. I mean, expediting commercial driver licenses for truck drivers, getting ports to 24/7 hours. This is going to potentially take some time. Is there any consideration that the president would declare a national emergency, have the military help with this kind of thing, or get money from the National Defense Fund to try to help these companies that are now having to work overtime hours with labor shortages?
Well, we are continuing to press and look for ways that we can address the bottlenecks in the supply chain. And this is an important and vital step. We want to, of course, give the time to implement it, to your point, but we will continue to look for any additional steps we can take to ease the burden on families across the country.
And then if the president has also pointed to this situation as a good reason to pass the bipartisan hard infrastructure bill, why then did he not push for a vote on that bill when he had a chance a couple of weeks ago so that this time could be truncated a little bit?
Well, because you need the majority of people in Congress to vote for something in order to sign it into law. And also because as it relates to addressing a range of issues in our economy, as much as wages are up and unemployment is down, we also recognize there are longer term issues we want to address, including inflation. And that is something, while it is going to come down next year, and those are the predictions, the Build Back Better agenda, the president's economic agenda, will help bring that down. That is what 17 Nobel laureates have told us and have told all of you. So he wants his entire agenda passed, and that's what he thinks will be good for the economy long term. And you, of course, need the majority of votes in both Congresses to get that done. Go ahead.
In sort of a summary of this, presidents get blame or credit for a whole range of things that they may not have direct control over. Is there a sense in the White House here that the president could be blamed for a frustrating holiday season or shopping season if these goods don't flow? Is that an active concern that's motivating some of these steps?
Well, I think, Kelly, what's motivating some of these steps is the president wants to ensure the American people are able to order goods. They're able to get toys delivered to their home. They're able to go to the grocery store and be able to afford meat and any goods that they want. He understands, and we all understand that daily costs, as much as wages have gone up, as much as unemployment has gone down, as much as a lot of progress has been made on the economy, he understands these are issues that are impacting people in their day-to-day lives. I also, in response to an earlier question, we can't overpromise here, and I'm not going to do that from here because there are a lot of issues in the global supply chain. We knew that from the first day. That's why he set up this task force. That's why this has been a top priority, and we've been attacking those issues one by one because we know they have different challenges challenges and different solutions.
Any update yet on the president signing the debt ceiling legislation?
We're just, as soon as it comes to the White House, the president will sign it, and we'll keep you up to date. As you well know, but for others who may not be following us or have followed this as closely, it can take some time to process, but as soon as it gets here, we'll sign it, and we'll let all of you know.
Thanks, Jen. Can you tell us anything about the conversation with President Biden and Senator McConnell last week? What they spoke about? And also, could you clarify how many times they've spoken directly since he took office?
I'm just not going to detail that further from here. He has known Senator McConnell for a long time. He does believe there are areas they can agree and can work together, and he's going to continue to seek opportunities to do that.
Also, today, there's some reporting today that Senator Sinema says she has directly communicated to the White House what she is and is not willing to do in these negotiations. Is that accurate? And if so, can you give us any sense of what your understanding is of where she is, in particular on prescription drug prices?
We'll let her speak to her position on that particular issue. I will note that lowering the cost of prescription drugs is something the president is deeply committed to, and the vast majority of the American people would like to see happen. It makes sense for Medicare to be able to negotiate the price of prescription drugs. That's why he proposed it and put it in this package. But I'll let her speak to her
Been
position.
in direct contact with the White House on this? Is that accurate?
We have, of course, we've been in consistent contact with Senator Sinema from a high level. Of course, as you know, the president has spoken with her and met with her a number of times. She's been in touch with senior members of our White House team, and we're working with her. We're working with Senator Manchin. We're working with a range of Democrats to move this legislation forward. Go ahead.
Thank you. Reuters is reporting that the administration is in touch with oil and gas producers about how to bring down rising fuel costs. I was wondering if you could say which companies and if you've asked them to increase production, and if so, how they responded.
I'm actually not aware of any contact with oil and gas companies around this particular issue.
There's other reporting that suggests that administration officials, including Secretary Granholm, Vilsack, and Blinken, met last night to discuss rising fuel prices. I was wondering if you could confirm those names, and also what are the options that they were discussing.
Well, we are very well aware for a range of issues, and we should talk about those, that the American people are, of course, impacted by rising prices of gas in some parts of the country, not all, and also looking ahead to the winter season and looking at natural gas supply out there. Maybe they don't look at it exactly through that prism, but I would say we do. And so, of course, the president has asked his economic team, as they do on any range of issues impacting the public, to continue to discuss what the options are that we can take to address these shortages. Now, we know that some of the issue here is supply as a result of the pandemic, and there's a natural gas shortage around the world, hence the need for the United States to continue to export natural gas. There are a range of course, options that we can look into to help address, but I'm not in a position yet to outline anything more any additional steps we can take.
Could you say if the administration has a preferred oil price per barrel?
I'm not going to outline that from here. Go ahead.
Is there any concern in the White House that the embrace of the Fed's use of transitory at best makes your job more complicated month over month to explain what's going on with inflation? At worst, could be misleading for folks who don't necessarily get that transitory may mean a year or longer?
Well, the way we view it is that it's important to preserve the independence of the Federal Reserve, and that can give the American people and the markets confidence in what their projections and their predictions are. And that's long been how these issues have been approached throughout history. And we think that's important to continue that trend. Transitory, I guess I don't have an assessment of how many people know exactly what that means or what that means to them. We know that what the Federal Reserve and Wall Street economists and others are projecting is that the rate of inflation will come down next year. What that means is that as people have seen these increase in some costs of goods over the course of the last year or so, as the economy is turning back on, and as I would note, we were turning from a period of time where the unemployment rate was high, people didn't have a lot of excess money and wages to spend on goods, so naturally the demand has come up over the course of the last year, that is the projection is it's coming down. So I wouldn't say it's complicated as for us. We look at things over the long term, and we know that if the American people, businesses, the markets can rely on the independence of the Federal Reserve. That's good for the economy and good for the integrity of that.
I think to put a finer point on it, I just mean that everyone was saying transitory in February and March. I understand the nuance and the economics of what's
Yes,
going on
I know
here.
you do,
But when the deceleration is happening slower perhaps than people expected a few months ago,
Yeah.
and people are still paying 10 or 15 or 20% more for meat, and they're saying, why was it supposed to be transitory 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and we're still here, does that make things more difficult to explain as to why this is the case?
Well, it requires us explaining, and through working with all of you as well, that the cost of meat is also related to competition and the small number of large meat producers who have a dominance over the market, and the fact that a lot of these issues are not as simple as a one-sentence explanation, and that different industries have different issues in the supply chains, different issues that are causing some increases in prices, and also because we all understand the American people are not looking at cost-to-cost comparisons from this year to 2 years ago. They're looking at cost-to-cost comparisons to their checkbooks from 8 months ago or 12 months ago. And even though factually, if you look back to 2 years ago, things may be comparative, that's not how people look at things. So our objective here is to tackle each of these issues with the approach that we think will help address it in the shortest term.
And just one more on supply chains. To what degree is the work of the task force kind of underscored just how limited the options may be for the federal government dealing with a global economic, first time coming out of a once-in-a-century pandemic type of situation right now?
Well, I think there are some realities about an economy turning back on. And moving from a period where there was low demand, where there was not the production of goods, even of a range of supplies the American people are looking for, that as it's turning back on and as demand has increased as it did, that there would be ups and downs. And that's what we're experiencing right now. And our hope and our intention is to continue to implement policies that will help address this over the long term and ensure that we can address inflation over the long term, which is exactly what the president's agenda will do.
Thanks, Jim. On the issue of wages, has the president given up on the idea of a $15 minimum wage, or is that something he still intends to pursue, and if so, when?
Absolutely. He wants to increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour. He remains committed. As you know, it was in an earlier package and then was not approved by the parliamentarian, but it is something that he's still absolutely committed to increasing. He thinks it's long overdue.
Go ahead. Thanks, Jen. I have 2 questions. The first is just on the rules around the employer mandates or around vaccinations.
Sure. The OSHA regulations?
Yes, the OSHA regulations, sorry. Getting to the White House today or yesterday, and kind of what's next, how long you think it will take for the White House to review, since this is an emergency situation and has been framed as such. And then how long it would take to implement, like sort of what's the time frame for this actually happening now?
So we don't always typically pay attention to the OIRA process, which is understandable, but what's happened right now is OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, they created these regulations. They've been working expeditiously to develop an emergency temporary standard that covers employers with 100 or more employees. So that's, of course, what you're referring to, but just to get us up to speed here, to ensure workers who are fully vaccinated or undergo weekly testing to protect undergo weekly testing or are fully vaccinated to protect employees. So as part of the regulatory review process, what happened yesterday is the agency submitted the initial text of the emergency temporary standard to the Office of Management and Budget. And now what happens is that it will be reviewed by the Office of Management and Budget, OIRA, which is a division of the Office of Management and Budget that does regulatory reviews. We don't, as a long-standing practice, comment on the timeline of how long that takes because we want to allow that process to happen. But it should be an indication that it's there, and now it is being reviewed. And once it is finalized and through the OIRA process and review, it will be posted publicly in the Federal Register, and you will all have access to every detail of it.
Okay, one other question on a different subject. The World Bank and IMF are having their annual meetings just down the street from here right now, and there's obviously a lot of questions around the leadership there. Does President Biden have confidence in the leadership of the IMF and the World Bank? given the questions about the integrity of each institution, and is he concerned about China's growing influence at the international financial institutions, where the U.S. is still the biggest contributor?
Well, I believe the Treasury Department did express concern about a report that was recently issued, so it's certainly point you to that. Otherwise, the president does have continues to have confidence. Go ahead.
The President's Commission on Review of the Supreme Court and Suggestion of Reforms is said to be wrapping up its work this week. Have the Commission chairs presented their findings to the President yet? Has he had a chance to review them in advance of what we expect to be some sort of public report?
Right. So here's where this stands. This is a day of processes in the government. How fun. So the Commission will release the draft preliminary discussion materials tomorrow, which is their timeline, or was their deadline, and they will meet that timeline. These have not been submitted to the White House for edits or feedback, and their release will be followed by a public meeting of the Commission on Friday. They will then form their final report and submit it to the president in mid-November. So that is the process that will transpire from here. And like we've said previously, our objective here is to allow for this process made up of a diverse range of experts and voices to move forward and represent different viewpoints. And we're not going to comment on it, or the president wouldn't comment on it, until a report is final and he has the chance to review it at that period of time. If I may, let me just remind people of what they are looking at, so that when you see this preliminary discussion materials release, you will know what you're looking for. The Commission on the Supreme Court is a group of about 30 members representing a wide spectrum of different viewpoints. Its mission was to evaluate a number of questions that have prompted calls for reform in a number of different areas, and importantly, it will analyze both arguments in favor and against such proposals. So the topics they're examining include the origins of the reform debate, the court's role in the constitutional system, the length of service and turnover of the justices on the court, the membership and size of the court, and the court's case selection rules and practices. And that's what they'll be looking at, which will be reflected in the preliminary discussion materials. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. On these new land border crossing rules,
Mm-hmm.
what happens if fully vaccinated people present themselves for asylum at an official port of entry? Will they be allowed to ask for asylum and begin their immigration proceedings?
This is the Title 19, different from Title 42. So Title 19 applies to individuals who have the proper documentation to come into the United States. So it would be a different process, and Title 42, as you know, remains in place.
The Kenyan president is meeting with President Biden tomorrow. They're going to talk about, quote, a need to bring transparency and accountability to domestic and international financial systems, which is rich, considering the revelations in the Pandora Papers that the Kenyan president owned a whole network of offshore companies. How do you square that with the fact that he's kind of a poster boy for that behavior?
The president has a range of meetings diplomatically with leaders where he has shared interests of the United States and their country, and may also have areas where there's disagreement. And the president has been quite vocal, as you all know, about the inequities in the international system, financial system, and also domestically. That's part of his. Let me finish my answer. That's why he's proposed what he's proposed domestically. He's made no secret of that, and certainly that's something he would convey as applicable. But that doesn't mean you don't meet with people you have disagreements on. And his view on this has been quite clear, and I don't think he will hold back. But I would remind you, we have a range of interests in working with Kenya and working with them on issues in Africa, in the region, and that will be the primary focus of the meeting. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen.
Okay,
The
last
White
one.
House-
Last one, Karen.
Thanks. The White House told governors yesterday
Super triggered.
in early November to start vaccinating kids ages 5 through 11. There was a poll in September from the Kaiser Family Foundation that said a third of parents are going to do this right away. 32% of parents said they wanted to wait and see. You guys have been doing this now for 9 months to try and encourage adults to get vaccinated. What do you do the same to encourage parents to get their kids vaccinated, and what has to be done differently given this unique age group? What are the concerns there?
Well, we certainly understand. You're a parent. I'm a parent. Parents are going to want to go and ask their doctor questions, ask their pediatrician questions, better understand the safety, the efficacy of the vaccine. Yes, of course, it wouldn't be available until it's fully through the gold standard FDA approval process, but we know that. We understand that. What we will be doing is, of course, knock on wood, when this is approved, empowering local medical experts, pediatricians, doctors who can speak to this, who can answer questions as they have them. We'll be encouraging people to speak to their doctors. I'm sure as we get closer, if we get to that point, we will have more to say about how we'll be communicating with parents and meeting them where they are. Thanks, everyone.
Well, she was super triggered by the end of that. She couldn't hardly talk the whole time she was attempting to. I mean, it's normally, diarrhea of the mouth, but she was having a hard time there. Her MK Ultra was wearing off. All right. Well, we did the Pledge of Allegiance on the last live, so we don't have that scheduled. Old Man Walter is supposed to speak in 13 minutes. But I have to get ready. I have somewhere I have to go, so I will not be covering it, unfortunately. So you guys make sure you check it out so you can let me know in the Discord how it goes. If you're new here, please subscribe or follow on whatever platform you're currently watching right now in order to be connected. We go live every single day, and by following or joining, you're helping my channel grow on that platform to be able to bring in new viewers to see what's actually going on around all of us. So please make sure you subscribe and follow. And definitely join the Discord. You guys got to join the Discord. There's been tons of new people showing up in the Discord, and I don't hear anything but good things. So definitely don't be skeptical. Join the Discord. Something I've heard that has kind of thrown people off is they get into the Discord and then they see the general chat, but there's a big yellow warning sign. It's because sometimes there's swearing or inappropriate memes in the general chat, and I had to make it NSFW just so I'm not breaking any rules or anything. So don't be intimidated if you see a warning sign or whatever if you try to enter the Discord. It's just letting you know that you can't be, a Sandy hoo-ha. You can't be super ultra sensitive if you're going to be in the Discord. Not that anything bad happens, but it's just part of the rules, and so that's me following the rules. The Discord is great because even if you don't want to participate in the general chat or you're not interested in the news resources that we provide, you'll at least be notified for every time we go live, no matter where we go live. So at least if you want to use it as a notification system, it is very reliable. But as I had mentioned, there's great general chat with like-minded individuals. All the hooligans are there. And then there's tons of news to read from all over the world that is up to date and constantly pouring in. It is more news than you can read in a single day, and is the best way to stay up to date with what's going on around us. So please take a second to join the Discord. Thank you so much, Kit Kat, for joining the membership program, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we got some shout outs here to do. Thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you so much, Donna, GW, for your donations and your support. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership program, or purchased any merch. We would not be able to go on without you. You guys are keeping the show going, so thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not sure what else is going on. I don't have anything scheduled. That doesn't mean there isn't going to be anything happening, though. What is today? Is today Wednesday or is it Thursday? It is Wednesday. Could be something going on today. We will see. If you guys do catch something live and you I just don't happen to be live or whatever, and you think I should put it on the screen, definitely join the Discord, be a part of the Discord, find the link and tag me. Put @JeffMack to tag me in the Discord. Because if I'm available and I see that you tag me, I'm going to check it out. And if it's a link that's live and I'm able to show it, we're going live. There's a lot of times where people will post something in the chat that's live, but I'm not sitting in the chat 24/7. I got other stuff I have to do. And if you don't tag me, I don't know that you put it in the chat. And so we're kind of having a miscommunication there. So a lot of times while we're live like this, in the chat, you will say, oh, did you see this live or did you see that live? If you didn't see me go live, I probably didn't see it. And if you do see it and I'm not live, jump in the general chat of Discord, post a link and tag me. That way we can go live. It's synergy. You know, if you guys think there's something live that we should be showing to the world, don't be afraid to tag me. You're not inconveniencing me. You're not bothering me at all. I'm always happy to hear from all of you hooligans for any reasons, not just going live. So do not be afraid to reach out to me, or if you have questions or anything like that, especially about the Discord. If you get to the Discord and you are overwhelmed, just post in the general chat, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. And everyone there will help you. We're all in this together. There's never any trolls in there. Antifa and all them, they're never in there. When they are, we just play with them like cats and mice until we're done batting them around, and then we ban them out. So it is definitely the place to be. I appreciate all of you hooligans. I'm glad you guys were with me for all the lying and crying from the White House today. Hopefully we'll find something else to go on today so we can go live again. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow for more lying and crying from the White House and whatever else tomorrow may bring. So until the next live, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.